Hello, everybody, and welcome to What It Means to Be a Servant. I can't tell you how excited I am that everybody is listening right now and to know that this is going to be a new journey. I can't wait to give the different viewpoints, this whole outlook on the restaurant industry, the approaches that I feel people can receive from this, the gifts, humbleness, and I am so appreciative of everyone that has supported me, and thank you so much for listening.
All right, so I'd like to call this episode Levels. So I would like to read this paragraph from the book called The Charge by Brendon Burchard. And what it says is a new level of harmony and steadiness enters your life, and you feel proud of who you are and how you interact with the world. You barely blink at an unsteady and uncertain world because you find steadiness and certainty within. Life becomes yours. So I had a moment recently this week, and because of working in the service industry and being able to receive the knowledge and everything given along the way into how I perform. And if you've ever worked in the restaurant industry, you're working from multitasking to communication to teamwork to making sure side work is done, all the necessities. And so I started off at a casino and, I started out as a busser and, I gained that knowledge. Once I gained that knowledge, then I moved on to becoming a server. And, we had a morning shift, we had an evening shift. So, you were multitasking and knowing how, the flow went in the mornings of coffee and the different menu items from lunch and, different appetizers and dinner and the different entrees given. And, there are so many levels when you're going into a work environment and the ways and skills that you bring into it and the mindset. And I'm going to be completely honest, when I started in the restaurant industry, I was very hesitant because I was not confident in what I could be possible of doing. I was more scared and, I was holding back a little bit. And over time, I developed a self where I was able to be vulnerable. I was able to talk to customers and relate and just really and wanting to get to know individuals and wanting to make memories and wanting to make experiences. Well, that being said, I've worked since I was 14, and it went from taking care of an elderly lady to cleaning houses to working at a child care, and from the child care then into the serving industry. And so as I'm going through this week, I took that time and I'm like, oh my gosh, God is really refined me in the ways of the skills and bringing one talent to the next, one method of knowledge to the next job, to the next place. And what I think we forget sometimes is how good God is in the ways that He pays attention to so much detail. I had my study earlier this week with a friend, and her and I were just discussing of how detailed God is and how He's understanding and how He cares about every single piece putting together. And so when we're going through life and, we're not seeing the bigger picture or, we try to make sense of it, we're not able to. And, sometimes it's not for us to make sense of because God's ways are not our ways. You go in scripture and from some of the things that He used, we would think unthinkable, but that's what a miracle is. That's what having faith is. That's what walking into purpose is. And so that's another reason why I connected with Brendan Burchard's statement in here, because, when we're finally confident in knowing I was made for this, or knowing this is the person I want to be, to not have hesitation into our relationships, into our work environment, into the flow of life. And so I would just like to encourage individuals, as you're making the movements and trying to be the best version of yourself, know that each piece has been so well detailed to God's fitting in the ways that He's orchestrating a beautiful picture of what is supposed to be, and the people that are supposed to be a part of it, and the scenery that you're able to capture after that moment. And I think it has made me humble as an individual, because now I notice when God's thumbprint is on each single action, each single emotion, each single relationship, and in just thanking Him. And so for anyone that has ever felt like you are yearning for a step of trying to piece something together, or you feel like you're able to be something more than you could have ever imagined, it's like everyone is capable. It's just, are we going to choose to have that in our lives? And, that's what that sentence right there, life becomes yours. The moment that you choose, that's when life becomes yours. That's when everything starts raveling together so beautifully. And so if you felt connected to this, I would love to hear any comments. And if you haven't subscribed, I ask that you subscribe. And, I just pray that this has touched you and has resonated with you in the ways of trusting, to just trust in the hope and the faith of that picture. Thank you.
With that being said, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone that chimed in today, took the time to listen. And if you want to leave your thoughts, comments, and stuff that you would love to hear more of, I would be more than happy to see everybody's responses, and I can't wait to give my next episode to you. Thank you. Bye.